Hi all, thank you so much for joining in with me on my third draw/chat with me session. So in this, I'm going to talk about some artistic difficulties I faced and I am facing right now and what kind of got me through it and all of that. So beginning off, the very first crisis that I faced was after like 2 years of beginning my art, where I got this identity crisis. Like at that point, I was just getting, drawing like Pinterest pictures or following tutorials and all of that. So at that point, I'm like, do I have a taste? Do I have something that I have drawn originally? And I got into that whole identity crisis. But then thankfully, a few days before this whole crisis happened, I drew the very first piece of my art by myself without any artistic reference and all of that. So using that, I kind of bounced back to my normal self quickly and I did not really fret over it too much. I just was like, okay, I have a piece. If I continue on doing the same thing I did for that, I will be able to like get my own artistic taste and all of that. So that kind of was a very mini crisis. I just like got through it easily. And after that, for a few years, I was just a merry child drawing whenever I felt like I wanted to draw and all of that. But then when I reached the age of 17, I first joined Instagram. And at that moment, I was exposed to a large platform of artists and successful stories of artists and all of this. And I got another crisis. Like, they have been so successful doing art, and look at me. I've been doing art for so long, and there's nothing. And I got into this whole self doubting circle of overthinking and all of that. And then I just began an art account and a seller's account on Instagram. But then like for 2 years I tried on it, it never worked out. So partially my mistake because I did not post consistently. I did not like put my whole efforts into it. I was just very like lukewarm towards it. I wasn't like close to it kind of a thing. So I understood that I need to be consistent. And then I was like, what do I do to be consistent? And I like just researched on some of the artists because I was in this constant crisis of what am I doing with my art? Am I just gonna draw and be a private artist for so long? I need to succeed in that pathway, so what am I gonna do? This kept on icking me. So because of that, I just researched a few artistic weapons, tools, and all of this, like how to like use better tools to like become successful and all of that. And I started YouTube. So I did have a hand at YouTube in the beginning, but then I just stopped it because of self-doubt again. So then I thought, okay, I never really gave into it. I never really like properly did it. So let's do it again and let's see where it takes me to. So I have again really begun my journey like properly, where I'm putting my full efforts into it as much as I can. I'm working on it on my Instagram post, my TikTok post, and all of that. So it's like a restart on my art life, but definitely a better restart where I have learned from other artists, I have researched a lot. I am not just blindly entering into this whole social media artist world. So I hope that whatever I'm doing now has a fruitful ending, and let's see how it all goes. Anyways, thank you so much for joining in with me on this small, quick ramble. I don't know was it small or quick, but thank you so much for joining with me in my ramble. See you next video then. Thank you and take care.